Hello everybody, my name is Aniket. I run a product strategy firm, Product Bricks, outside Dallas, Texas. I have been in product management for about 10 years. I've been lucky to be part of several startups that have had successful exits. I guess the coolest thing that I would say I've done is like starting from an idea, work with the team to sort of scale that product out to hundreds of thousands of users, and it's still going strong. And then we were able to take it from like zero revenue to eventually $100 million exit. So my first job as a product manager was in the company I was working. I was a system engineer there, and I was fascinated with product management. So I actually went and asked my manager how I could transition. He was very helpful. He sort of told me that I needed to learn the principles of product management first. So what I did was I had a side project. I used the product management principles on that side project for a couple of months. I then explained it to my manager. He then sort of gave me small tasks. And then within a couple of months, I was actually doing product management for a small feature. Then eventually one feature became two features, it became a part of a product, then it became the whole product, and so on and so forth. My average day nowadays looks a lot different than I first started. Nowadays, I act as a chief product officer for several startups. So I am just spending my time, on one day working on execution, one day working on strategy. So it sort of varies. But when I first started as a product manager, I was very focused on one particular product. So, every day I would sort of understand, are there any issues? Are there any fires with the product? Are there any bugs, critical bugs? Are there any sales issues? Are there any customer support issues? And then once I would understand it, then I would try to resolve them, put in processes, make sure that everybody is trained on the product, understands the value proposition, know how to price the product. So it revolved all around the product. In terms of the best advice I can give somebody who's trying to get into product is sort of actually trying to learn about product management fundamentals, but more importantly, then sort of applying it. So let's say you like a product. So what I would say is then actually understand, why is that product designed? Like, what is the problem that product is solving? What is the actual customer segment it is going after, right? And so let's say it's an app, right? Like once you understand the problem is the app is trying to solve the customer segment. So it might be for millennials, it might be for single moms. Right? And so once you sort of understand that, then what I would do is understand, what are the features, what sort of features do users like, what are the features that users don't like, right? And that you could get that information. I would say understand the business model. How does the app make money? Then you can sort of come up with few of your own features. And then actually go and take those features to potential customers, get their feedback. And that sort of gives you a good case study that you can then actually present it to an actual product manager and get their feedback. And eventually you could even send it to the person that is responsible for that particular app, right? And that's how you can get an introduction. And then in terms of what I wish I would have learned at school, I think the biggest thing that product managers need outside the technical and the domain knowledge is soft skills. Right? So what does soft skills mean? Soft skills means just in terms of having empathy towards your customers, but also towards your colleagues, and most importantly, communication. But not just like written and oral communication, but also trying to talk in their own language, right? So if on a day-to-day basis you might be talking to a salesperson, an engineer, a legal person, a customer service person, and all of them have different ways of expressing their problems, different ways of telling how the product is used. So you need to learn to speak their language. So if you're a college grad, I would encourage you to go into different disciplines and trying to understand how these people interact and learn their language. And hopefully that will help you, do a better job of understanding them and will make you a better product manager. Good luck.